Introducing Homey Pro Mini, the best way to start your smart home. With Zigbee, Thread, and Matter, Homey Pro Mini has all the essential technologies for a future-proof smart home on board. With Gigabit, Ethernet, and USB-C for power and local backups, Homey Pro Mini is both fast and reliable. Powered by the Homey Pro operating system, Homey Pro Mini comes with everything you love about Homey. Control over 50,000 devices from more than 1,000 brands. Automate everything with Flow on your mobile, or use Advanced Flow on desktop for next-level automations. Monitor everything that your devices measure with Homey Insights to see what's truly going on in your smart home. See how energy flows through your home. Go back in time and learn from your home's historic energy usage. With Homey, saving energy is both easy and fun. Create stunning dashboards using native and community widgets for any use case. And why keep all the fun to yourself? Share Homey with your entire family to enjoy. All of that while keeping everything absolutely private and local first. Need even more connectivity? Extend Homey Pro Mini with Homey Bridge to connect your devices that use Z-Wave, Bluetooth, 433 MHz, and infrared. Homey Pro Mini can now be pre-ordered for $199. Shipping in April 2025 to customers in the United States and Canada, with Europe following later. Homey, a better smart home.
Hi everyone, and welcome to our third and final announcement this month, and that's the announcement for Homey Pro Mini, as you just all saw in the video. I'm Abe, I'm the Partnerships Manager here at Homey, and your host for tonight. To my left, we have Emil.
Hello everyone.
One of our co-founders and creative director, and then we have Stefan with us as well tonight.
Good evening, Abe.
Good evening. The other co-founder and commercial director. All right. Homey Pro Mini. Emil, can you tell us a bit about it? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So Homey Pro Mini is a more affordable version of the regular Homey Pro that's already been out now. I have it here in front of me. And we only have 3 cameras here. So we did make a B-roll shot. Maybe we can switch to that first so people can actually see a close-up of how it looks like. I think now it's playing, right? So it was also in the video, of course, but it's only $199, which is half of the price of the regular Homey Pro. And we were able to make it much more affordable because we sort of redesigned it from the ground up, which also meant that we had to look very closely to which technologies do we want to keep and which ones cost a lot of money and sort of we can remove from it, also based on the number of users that actually use those technologies. But what I really love about it is that Homey Pro Mini is a great starting point for your smart home. And then if you need Z-Wave or Bluetooth, 43 MHz or infrared, then you can also buy Homey Bridge for only $69 or euros. So it's actually sort of a more modular system now that you can start with one and then expand with it. Also, of course, for our customers who started with Homey Cloud and they bought a Homey Bridge and they like that, but they wanted sort of more of the Homey Pro functionality, then it's much easier for them now to upgrade because they already have a Homey Bridge and then they connect it together with it. So they're not sort of have products that do sort of the same thing, right? And that's how we can make it so much more affordable, which opens up Homey and the entire Homey ecosystem to a lot more customers than we previously could.
Yeah, since quickly go through the differences, I think the biggest one that you can immediately see, of course, is the design.
Yeah, it's much smaller.
It's much smaller.
It's sort of made, well, you can put it anywhere you like, of course, but because it has Ethernet, I think most customers will put it in there, like where all the other electronics in your house are.
Yeah, next to the router.
Yeah, next to your router, like in your fuse box or... But you can also, of course, put it on display because, we still try to make it beautiful. It's just a little bit less of an eye catcher with, it doesn't have the LED ring that Homey Pro has.
Yeah, so the first Homey without the LED ring.
Yep. But we have one RGB LED.
One RGB LED, yeah.
We need to give you some sort of feedback while you set it up or when something's wrong.
And it's based on the same compute module as the regular Homey Pro 2023.
Yeah, so it's based on the Raspberry Pi compute module as well.
Yeah.
In Homey Pro Mini, we chose for a 1 gigabyte RAM version because that made a huge price difference. Because if you do consumer electronics, and I think not many people realize this, but what we buy the components for, you have to do like 3 to 4x before you can sell it. Because, there's VAT, the distributors want something, the shops want something. So that makes a lot of difference. And when we looked at the statistics, the average number of apps that were running on a Homey Pro is only 14. So it's not that much compared to sort of what the power users are doing. But the average user is only using 14 apps on average. With Homey Pro Mini, we did some extensive testing, and somewhere between 20 and 25 apps, depending on sort of what kind of apps you're running, it runs very comfortably within that sort of limited RAM space. So for regular customers, it's really not an issue that it has less RAM, but it does affect the price a lot. So we thought that was a great trade-off for this sort of new customer audience that
wants to have a Pro, wants to have the benefits of a Homey Pro, but for a cheaper
they want a local first experience, with all the Homey Pro features, all the Homey Pro apps, the experiments, and everything that's on there.
Exactly. And then I see a lot of people asking in the chat, no Wi-Fi, so no wireless connectivity, but it's simply you connect it to Ethernet, right?
Yeah. So you connect to Ethernet, and that's it. So it's very simple. It's also very stable. Which is, I think, really nice.
And obviously, it can still connect with your devices, smart devices that use Wi-Fi, right? Because your
just
Ethernet
over the local network.
Yeah,
exactly.
Your Ethernet network is on the same network as your Wi-Fi is.
Yeah. So that's in terms of those things. Then I think in terms of the technology standards built in, it has Zigbee, Matter, Thread, and the other ones like Bluetooth, Z-Wave, 423, infrared, you can add with Homey Bridge.
Yes. Yeah, that's correct. Because we wanted to make this product for sort of the next 5 years. Yeah. And we think that these technologies are more up and coming. Zigbee, of course, has been around for a long time and is not going anywhere. And also, of course, I think the viewers noticed that we are launching this in the United States and Canada first. Yeah. Z-Wave is not as big in America as it is in Europe. Yeah. So it made much more sense to remove Z-Wave. Because if you compare Z-Wave, the cost is pretty high. In the Homey Pro 2023, so the round one, we have even 3 Z-Wave antennas in there because the frequency differs per region. Zigbee and Thread is much simpler. It's just one antenna, one chip, no licensing fees or anything. So we could save a lot of cost there. And also because it's already in Homey Bridge, we got the technology from Homey Cloud plus Homey Bridge, sort of that Z-Wave runs on your Homey Bridge. It's for us, it was a pretty obvious choice to focus on these technologies because we think these are the most future-proof technologies that most customers will want to use. Yeah. And of course, if they have Z-Wave devices or other devices, or they want to buy them, just get a $69 Homey Bridge and you're done.
And you can add them as well.
I think what's also important to realize is that this is not our flagship device for the most power user, right? If you're a power user, you want to run more than 20, 25 apps, you want to have everything included, including like 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi and Z-Wave in your hub, then the normal Homey Pro, the regular Homey Pro is still just the best option for you. It has everything in one device. It runs everything completely locally, of course. And it has all that technology included. This is really a device where, like Emil said, we wanted to bring that local, privacy-first smart home to much more users, bring it to a more affordable price point. And then obviously you have to make trade-offs because you cannot simply make the same device and sell it for half the price. So we looked at everything really critically and looked at it like, hey, is this really important for this more affordable price region? Or can we leave it out to make the price even better? And, for the real power user, there is always the regular Homey Pro. We're not discontinuing that. It remains available next to Homey Pro Mini, also in the States and Canada.
We still see it as our flagship Homey Pro. So don't worry, everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
And I do saw some comments on, hey, is there anything in it for us as current Homey users? Because we are already Homey users, or I already have a Homey Pro. Well, yes, because this expands the ecosystem. It expands the community. It brings Homey Pro to a new price point, which means that everyone benefits. There will be more people in the forums. There will be more people maybe developing apps. There will be more developers that can say, hey, I can now get a Homey Pro Mini for myself and start tinkering around. Yeah. So I think in the end, everyone wins from having more options. Even though if you already have the flagship, well, great for you. You have the best product. Enjoy it. And, others can make the decision for themselves if the Mini is enough for them, or if they want to go all in and get the full-fledged Homey Pro.
Yeah, it will bring Homey to a whole new audience. I think that didn't have access before to the platform. In terms of availability, as shown in the video, we'll launch in Canada and the US first for $199. Can you tell us a bit more about availability and what that will look like?
Yeah, sure. So Homey Pro Mini is currently available for pre-order for people in the US and Canada. So they can go to homey.app/Homey Pro Mini with dashes and they can order it right away. It's $199 US and it's expected indeed to ship in April 2025. So if you pre-order now, it's first come, first serve. You get in the queue, and as soon as they, leave the factory, then we'll ship them to you, and you can enjoy it. We chose this product to launch US first. All of our other products previously have been launched Europe first. Yeah. Also because it's a very delicate price point, and you have changing exchange rates and changing costs. And we wanted to focus on a single market for a proper market introduction. Yeah. So we did it US first now. We are still planning on bringing it to Europe later on, like the video also said. It is good to know, though, for Europeans watching that as of right now, we do not have a definitive timeline on that yet, although we're hoping for it to be still in 2025. And also that the price is not yet definitive. I already mentioned exchange rate briefly. Also good to realize, because euro and dollar are almost 1-to-1. We buy everything in dollars, and in euros, of course, its prices typically include VAT or sales tax, which in the US they don't. So odds are that in euros, it's going to be higher than the $199, because we probably won't be able to make that including VAT, especially if the exchange rates stay as they are. But we're monitoring the situation. We're looking to bring it to the US first, scale up production, make sure that the product really hits its audience, and then expand availability towards Europe as well, hopefully still later in 2025.
All right, great. And I think, Emil, I also see some questions popping up in regards to satellite mode on the Homey Bridge. Of course, that's something that you can already do. You can use your current Homey Bridge with the Homey Pro 2023 in a satellite. How will that work with the new Homey Pro Mini?
So satellite mode will still work with Homey Pro Mini. You can connect one or more Homey bridges to it to expand the wireless range of your Zigbee, Bluetooth, infrared, and 43 megahertz. And Z-Wave, of course. So the first Homey bridge you connect to Homey Pro Mini will be the coordinator, and then the second will be a router in your network. So it will expand the coverage.
For Z-Wave specifically.
For Z-Wave specifically, because because Homey Pro Mini itself doesn't have Z-Wave, the first Homey bridge becomes your Z-Wave controller. The other protocols don't have a sort of a central controller stuff that's just like infrared and 43 megahertz or Bluetooth. It's just whoever is closest will sort of control the device. What is nice is that the 2023 Homey Pro will also get a software update, that their Homey bridges in satellite mode will also be able to control Bluetooth devices. Yeah. Because we had to build it for Homey Pro Mini, and it was rather trivial to also bring that back to Homey Pro 2023. So that means that if you have one or more Homey bridges connected as a satellite, then they can connect to Bluetooth devices themselves as well, and they will automatically find out which one is closest. So let's say you have a Homey bridge near your bathroom or something, and maybe you have a toothbrush that's connected, then it will sort of go through that Homey bridge. So that's a free add-on for 2023 Homey that sort of is one of the benefits that we're already getting from the Mini.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome to hear that as well. Let's see.
Maybe one thing to mention, because I didn't mention that. So if you connect more than one Homey Bridge will also work as satellite mode for Zigbee. We don't especially mention it sort of on the website because it's a bit confusing, because this one also has Zigbee built in, but the first Homey Bridge and the second, etc., will also join your mini Zigbee network to expand the coverage.
Yeah, so
just to make sure that everyone gets this right.
All right, awesome. I also saw someone ask for Homey Pro 2019. Will this be a nice addition? I guess they're asking, hey, can you use them together or...
together with a Homey Pro 2019.
Yeah, for example, or
yes and no. So having two Homey Pros in your home, sort of, there's two bosses in the home, so that doesn't usually end well. But something that is nice to mention, it's not really related to the Homey Pro Mini per se. By the way, you can upgrade from 2019 to the Mini, and it will import all your settings. But in I think a few weeks' time, we will launch an app called Homey Link, and that's a new app, and that allows you to install it on one Homey Pro, sort of your main Homey Pro, and then you can connect to other Homey Pros you might have in your home. And then the devices will become visible in your main Homey Pro. It's a bit technical. Sorry if you don't get it instantly, but let's say I have two Homey Pros. One is my main, one is in my garden shed, and it has its own Z-Wave network. Then I can import those Z-Wave devices into my main Homey Pro, and they show up in the interface. They have the same icons, they have the same controls, and that's sort of a workaround we created, or solution, how you call it, for a very tiny percentage of customers who ask for multiple Z-Wave networks with their Homey Pro because they have like villas or very big houses, or a garden shed very far away. So that's sort of a solution we made, that even those customers can just buy another Homey Pro, which could be a Mini, could be a 2019, or maybe even older, and then import those devices in their main Homey Pro. Yeah.
Also, of course, good to know if you're now current at an older generation Homey Pro, then you're probably a European customer. Homey Pro Mini ships later on.
First. Yeah.
And I've also asked that question. I've seen that question being asked elsewhere, if like multiple Homey Pros that like can stack Homey apps or whatever. Well, it is per device, right? Yeah. So it's a little bit like having two laptops. That doesn't mean you get double the RAM in a single one. Often it's easier to combine it into a single Homey Pro hub, and then really choose if the Mini's right for you or the regular Homey Pro is right for you. But what Emil says, of course, a very cool addition, that if you have a more remote building that you also want to control, or you want a second Z-Wave network for whatever reason, and that it becomes possible through the Homey Link that is not yet here, but will be coming.
Will be coming soon. I think one of the most asked questions I see currently is HomeKit. A lot of users are asking, hey, does it have HomeKit support? I think maybe good to talk about experiments that we have on the Homey Pro 2022.
Yeah, so I think there are two sort of popular ways to get HomeKit devices from Homey into the Apple Home app.
Yeah.
The first one is the unofficial experiment. So you just turn it on, and then automatically Homey Pro or Homey Pro Mini, so they both have it, become a HomeKit device that you can then, in your iOS app or iPadOS, you can connect to it, and then sort of Homey Pro's device will be visible in the Home app of the Apple's Home app. All these home words, sometimes they get a bit confusing. And there's also a community app. I think it's called HomeKitty. It's a pretty fun name. That does the same. And this one has more options and toggles and stuff for sort of people who need that, which is a Homey Pro app and runs on Homey Pro Mini. I mean, that's kind of the point. So yes, that will work.
Yeah. I think that's good to mention as well. Since it is a Homey Pro, it will run both community and official apps.
Yeah.
So,
what might also be good to mention is that a few years ago, we would have seriously considered adding official HomeKit support. We've been in touch with Apple, etc. Yeah. They have very strict guidelines. For example, we couldn't expose Wi-Fi or Bluetooth devices, that kind of stuff. That was really hard for us. I think everyone is realizing that now that Apple is supporting Matter, that nobody's going to make HomeKit devices anymore. So sort of this is as is. And from now on, then the devices should be imported into home as a Matter device.
Yeah, since that's the other way that you can share device, of course, now that Apple HomeKit also supports Matter, is Homey Pro Mini will also have Matter support, and thus also
it's built
multi-admin.
Multi-admin and Matter support is built into Homey Pro Mini.
So you can either share your devices with HomeKit through the experiment, the community app, or Matter.
Yeah, but the HomeKit experiment is still useful for non-Matter devices.
Yeah, so multiple options there. And then in terms of apps, both supported. That's also mentioned.
It's
you're
really
for a question.
Yeah,
I hope it's visible on camera. We have a Homey Pro Mini here, and so this is how it looks. We think it's pretty nice. One thing that I do wanted to show, because it also wasn't in the video, because we really think that people will put this in next to their router or in their fuse box, in Dutch meterkast. We added 2 screw holes here, so you can actually screw 2 screws in the wall, and then you can put it in, and then you just slide it down, or you do the other way. And
I think the nice thing there, the
that's a nice touch.
is included, right?
So we included paper in the box, and you can just put it on the wall, screw through it, throw the paper away, and then mount your Homey Pro.
Awesome.
I think that's a nice touch that we added.
All right. Yeah, I don't see that many additional questions. I think it's all pretty clear. It's a Homey Pro, but mini. I don't know if you have any final remarks you want to make.
No, I'm very enthusiastic about this product, especially for the US market, which, gotta say, be honest, is still a bit of a tough market for us, because we started in Europe. We have a lot of apps for Europe, a lot of integrations. I think the US is a bit harder for us, so this is also really nice that the US customer, which sort of to our surprise, were much more price aware than European customers, now have sort of a great option to get started with Homey without it being too expensive or whatever, which will also help grow the developer ecosystem there, which in turn then will create more apps for the US market. So I'm really enthusiastic about that. And of course, we all hope that it will come available in Europe later.
Awesome.
Yeah, same for me. I think it's pretty awesome to have a Homey Pro product that is, has everything that Homey Pro has. So included advanced flow, included dashboards, included energy management, fully locally operating, community apps, experiments, really everything. But then at this sort of a price point that we've never seen before for the Homey Pro series, so to call it, I think it was super challenging to make. That's also why we have to make some hard choices. And it's the first hope that we have without an LED ring and without Z-Wave and without some of the other stuff that people have become used to with Homey. But I think it's a very, very interesting device also for the future of Homey, to get more developers on the platform, to expand into other regions as well, while still, of course, never straying away from our power user group, because the flagship Homey Pro is still there and we're still investing in it. And even with this product coming, it will only get better and better with Bluetooth and satellite mode, with Homey Link apps that we're releasing, and of course with our growing community. So I'm super excited to see what it will do, and also very proud of the team and everyone that worked on it, that we've been able to pull off a real Homey Pro for this amazing price point.
Yeah, thank you, Stefan. Yeah, so quickly recap, Homey Pro Mini, available for pre-order in the United States and Canada on our website for $199. Includes the same compute module, 1 gig of RAM, Zigbee Thread Matter, the whole bunch, and the ability to expand your network as well with Homey Bridge and satellite mode to add stuff like infrared, Z-Wave, Bluetooth, and 43 megahertz. Right? Awesome. Thanks, Emil. Thanks, Stefan.
Thank you all for joining.
Yeah.
Thanks, everyone watching, for attending and your questions. And see you later. See you in the next episode of the podcast then. It's not another announcement, but...
And it's the last one before Christmas, right? So Merry Christmas.
Or
Happy Holidays.
Happy Holidays, good New Year's, and we'll see you later. Thank you.